Today we will discuss the concept of rolling average or moving average. We will calculate the rolling average for a year and for the last 6 months. We have a table matrix that display year, total sale and running total. The concept of running total we already discussed in our previous video. A running total is a sequence of partial sum of given data set. For example, for the month of September, we arrived in this figure by calculating the total sale of 3 months, that is July, August and September. Our next step is to get the average of this amount. That means dividing this amount by 3. 3 means 3 months. As we progress to the next month, we will divide this amount by 4. This process will continue for the 11 months. From the month 12 onwards, we continuously divide by 12. Since we are taking rolling average for the last 12 months. Over to the Power BI. We have 3-dimension table, that is calendar table, product table and customer table, which is connected to our transaction table, that is sales table, through one-to-many relationship. In report view, we have a matrix table that display year, month and total sale. We will start by creating a new measure, that is running total. We will create a variable and we will name that months. So we will use the date between function, calendar date. Our start date is EO month, mean calendar date. From how many months we want? We want from last 12 months. So we give -12. Close the bracket. And our end date is max calendar date. Now we will write a return statement. Calculate total sale. And we will filter this by last 12 months data, that is months variable. Close the bracket, commit, bring this measure to our table. This is our running total. But there is one problem here. Let us copy this part of the code and create a new measure. This is our test measure. Enter. We will change the format. Bring this to the table. You see that for the month of July 2001, our starting date is 31st July 2000, which is not correct. We want it from 1st of August 2000. For that, we will add +1. Now it's correct. So we will modify our running total measure. Now this is correct. Let us remove this one. Next, we will calculate the rolling average for the last 12 months. For that, we will copy this code. We will create a new measure. We will name this measure rolling average yearly. We will paste what we copied. We know that we need to divide this calculation by number of months. So we will use the divide function. This is our numerator. And for our denominator, we need to count the number of months. As it is a rolling average over 12 months, we won't be able to use full 12 months for the calculation because at this point we don't have 12 months of data. Therefore, we need to use a distinct count function. Calculate distinct count, month name, filter by this month variable, previous 12 months data. Close the bracket, commit, bring this measure to the table. This is our rolling average for the last 12 months. Next, we will calculate the rolling average for the last 6 months. For that, we will copy the same code. We will create a new measure. We will name this rolling average 6 months. Paste what we copied. We will change this to 6. We will do some more modification. We will divide this code into 2 parts, and for each part we will create a variable. For that, we will bring this up. Variable name is running total. This is the second part. That variable name is distinct month. And use these 2 variables in a divide function. This is numerator and the denominator is distinct month. Close the bracket. Bring this to our table. This is the rolling average for the last 6 months. Next, let us visualize our data using line chart. For that, we will bring this line chart to a new page. Add data. For x-axis, we will bring year month, and for y-axis, we will bring our measure. rolling average yearly, and another one rolling average for the 6 months. Did you notice that the data going till December 2004? Actually, we have the sales data for July 2004. Let us verify. This is our last sales order date, that is 31st July 2004. So if you would like to restrict our line chart in July 2004, we need to write another condition that after return, if total sale is not equal to blank, and same for the rolling average for 6 months. We'll go back to our line chart. Now you can see the line chart is till July 2004. This line chart helps us to see the general trends in the data by smoothing out ups and down. What's that meaning? Let us bring the total sales. This is our total sale. You can see lots of ups and down, and it's very difficult to identify the trends compared to rolling average line. Let's remove this. When the short term rolling average, in our case rolling average for 6 months, blue line, crosses over the long term rolling average, it is indicate that uptrend. It's happened two places. One is over here and the second one is over here. When the short term rolling average crosses below the long term rolling average, it indicates downtrend. It's happened over here. Here we have a downtrend. It's like looking at the bigger picture of the data. Help us to identify the trends and make a decision. That's all for now. See you next time with another interesting content. Until then, bye bye.